All right, it's that time again. That time where an album comes out that blows all of my expectations. Obviously, you already know what album I'm talking about. I'm talking about Foster People's new album, Paradise State of Mind. And it's been like 7 years since their last full LP. They released like an EP, I think, in 2021. That was pretty good. But other than that, they haven't had an LP in 7 years. So I've been a really big fan of these guys for I think 2 years, 3 years, but I've known their work since like 2014 and like Pumped Up Kicks and another song I really like just Colors on the Wall. But it wasn't until 2022 is when I really started deep diving into their full discography of albums and EPs, and this is when I really started to fall in love with this band and their sound and their unique production style. So this is how I'd rank the projects for my favorite. Torches is a good project, but I think it's their weakest. I know, hot take. Supermodel is probably one of my favorites. I love Supermodel. And then Sacred Hearts Club is definitely, I think it's my favorite. It's just so good, man. But enough talk about their old discography. Let's talk about their new project, Paradise State of Mind, and why I think it's a masterpiece. Track 1 is called See You in the Afterlife. It really sets the tone for the album. It's a great opener. It's very funky. It's got Supermodel vibes. It really reminds me of the starting song from that album, and a little more funky, upbeat though. And it's a really solid track to get you introduced into the sound of this album. And that groove, man, that groove is so nice. I didn't really mess with this track that much at first. I was good, it was good. But the more I've listened to this album, the more I appreciate it being on here, and the more I think it fits so perfectly. Lost in Space is track 2 on this album. It was also the first single that we have gotten for an album in 7 years, so the pressure was on to make a really good track. And what was delivered was this 70s disco-inspired groove with like synthesizers, and I really dig the vocoded vocals. I think it really adds a lot of life to this track and a lot of personality. I also love the way the vocals play around with the beat and the beat drops, and it's so creative, man. It's such a great track to come back to. I loved it personally. I thought it was a really great track. There couldn't have been a better track. It has a lot of older Foster People vibes, but this is so different compared to the rest of their work. I also have the music video playing in the background because it came with the music video, and man, this music video is so good. It's so creative. It's so Foster the People. It's so 70s disco. It's so creative, man. It's a work of art, man. Take Me Back is the third track on the album, and it was the second single released to this project. It's a 90s, late 90s, like 2000s nostalgia banger. The music video or visualizer I cannot download or show because it's age restricted. Trust me, I tried to get it, but I just really can't get it without, compromising quality of the video. But this is a very laid back summer vibe. It really made my summer. This song is a banger. Just go listen to it. Let Go is track 4 on the album, and this song is a very slow-paced song that builds up to a very satisfying conclusion. When I first listened to it, I was really like, oh, this is kind of boring, and then the build-up just kept building and building and building to this end that really was worth it, and it's just a really cool song about letting go, and I'm pretty sure it's like letting go of your feelings and weighing you down. It's just so good, creative, love the beat, love the, vibe, everything. Track 5 is Feed Me, and this is the track I knew this album was something special, like more than I expected. Even my high expectations were blown out of the water with this track. This track is fucking insane. I love the fucking start, that slow start, and that really nasty, like, I don't know what the fuck it is, bro, but the nasty instruments that come with the start, and then they all pull out, and then this funky ass beat, and dude, it's just so creative. And the chorus reminds me of like Pet Shop Boys, like what something Pet Shop Boys would do with like the very like monotone vocals, and then they go back to the high pitch. There's like very Pet Shop Boys-esque, and such a great track. The ending is amazing. I love this track. So the 6-track Paradise State of Mind, aka the title track, this is the track I have the highest expectations for, simply because title tracks are either the best track on the album or the worst, and they need to deliver if they're naming their album after the track. And let me just say this track delivers. It is so good. It makes me ascend into another fucking time zone, dude. I don't even know how to explain. You just gotta listen to it. This track, it slow builds up, and those vocals at the end, him singing Foster, bro, Mark Foster. Those vocals are out of this world. Insane work on this track. Blitzig, aka track 7. This is another one of my favorite tracks. This track instantly just throws you into the mix. This track is very electronically glitchy, fitting enough with the title. And a lot of people I've seen with the discourse about this, they either love this song or they don't really like it because of the trumpet solo at the end that lasts like I think 3 minutes of just trumpet. And personally, I think it's such a creative idea for this track, but I can see how it can drag out if you're not really messing with the idea, but I personally love it to death. Track 8, The Holy Shangri-La. This track reminded me of like reggae at first, but now I'm listening back and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? But this is a banger track. It's a very interesting, it's probably one of the weaker tracks, but I still really dig it. I wouldn't want it to be removed off the album, but it's one of the weaker ones, but I still love it to death. Sometimes I wanna be sad. Track 9, Sometimes I Wanna Be Bad. This song, at first, I really was like, oh, geez, no, not one of these. Because it was just not really grabbing my attention. I thought it was, like, very generic. But the progression, the way the song progresses, it starts out pretty bland, and then it just progresses slowly with, like, the flutes. And that flute solo is so creative. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but there's a lot of bird imagery on this album. It's on the album cover. It's in Glitchizig. It's in this one with the flute. Like, is it supposed to resemble a bird? I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. Maybe some, smart people could figure that out, what that's trying to tell. But I've noticed that throughout this album. There's a lot of bird imagery. Track 10, Chasing Low Vibrations, was also the 3rd single for this album and the last single, and it reminds me a lot of Take Back, but it's more of a darker version of it. It's like the vibes are a little darker, and I find it really fitting that Take Me Back is the 2nd track on the album, and this is the 2nd to last track. I wonder if they did that on purpose, made these songs sound very similar but in a different tone, and I really like that if it's on purpose. I feel like it is. A Diamond to Be Born is the last track on the album, and track 11. This is the track that sold me on this album being a masterpiece. This track particularly is just so good. I love the slow vocals, reminds me of like Fire Escape, but this is more glitchy and electronic and it fits the album. But that fucking drop just fills my soul, man. That drop, like that high-pitched, I don't know what that is, synthesizer or something like that. Just, and then like the little glitchy cutout. Oh my god. It's so good, man. My only criticism on this track is I wish they went more experimental and glitchy and cutting stuff out, and that, I think that would make the track so fucking good. It's already so good, but it would have made it just, I don't know. Someone please make something like that. I want to see how it would sound. So I've been seeing a lot of people saying this is like a Tame Impala ripoff or reject, or like, songs that Tame Impala threw out, and they're saying it's like a soulless Tame Impala, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? This album has so much personality. It's so good. It's one of Foster People's best albums. It is so hard to decide what their best album is. They have such a good discography, and this just adds to that lineup just immensely. This album is a masterpiece in my opinion. I love this album. The first time I heard it, I instantly knew it was a masterpiece. Like, And then I've listened to this album probably over 50 times. That's just an understatement. I probably have listened to it over 100. But it's so good. Great job, Foster the People. You did an amazing job. 7 years. Do it again if it's going to be this quality. This is a quality project. I would just highly, highly recommend listening to it, you know, back to finish with a good pair of earbuds or headset or something. It's a really good experience. So before I go, I will be throwing out an idea. I want to make more music type videos like this because I really find them enjoyable to, you know, share my opinion on albums that I feel like get shafted by a lot of the community, and I just feel like there needs to be people speaking up about how much they love these projects, and I will try my best to, you know, speak out about these projects because I swear to God, every project I love to death is not really liked by the majority of people. And I'm throwing out an idea of Glass Animal's newest album. I want to make a video on that. It's not a masterpiece. I know, spoiler, but it's not as bad as everyone's saying it is. But I do want to make a video on that album eventually, and their other albums. But once I get the time, I'll try to, you know, sink some time into those projects. But for now, this, you know, hopefully will satisfy your musical taste if you are subscribed to my channel for that. So thank you for sticking around if you made it to this part of the video. I really appreciate you clicking this video and, you know, taking a chance on someone's random opinion about a project you might not particularly enjoy, or maybe you love it like me. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys subscribe for more, you know, music stuff. I also do, you know, other stuff too if you're interested in that. But, you know, if you want here for the music stuff, I do it at this point every like couple months because I really want to make it on stuff I truly believe deserves the attention and the stamp of being a masterpiece, in my opinion. I know, such a high bar. So yeah, that was my video on why I think Paradise State of Mind by Foster People is a fucking masterpiece. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.